Welcome to the Instagram stories for Monday, December 30th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. This week on the show, I am playing clips from the interview that I did with Jen Lehner. If you're not familiar with Jen, she hosts the Front Row Entrepreneur Flash Briefing, where she shares daily insights, news, tips, all about social media. She covers way more platforms than I possibly ever could, and she does it in even a shorter amount of time. If you're not familiar with Jen's podcast and Flash Briefing, definitely go check it out. As we are going through the interview, today we're going to be talking about what our favorite new tech of 2024 is and our favorite TikTok or Instagram trend from 2024. Then you're going to hear from the people who listen to this show who sent in clips talking about their favorite Instagram or TikTok trend over the past 12 months. All that and more, but first, here's a word from our sponsor. Welcome back. As was mentioned, Jen Lehner from the Front Row Entrepreneur Flash Briefing and I are talking about our favorite new tech in 2024. Here's the clip. So Jen, can you talk about your favorite new tech that you've seen either announced or you've had an opportunity to use over the past 12 months?
Yeah, I didn't have to think about this one for longer than a second because the absolute game changer for me in tech this year were my new Ray-Ban smart glasses. They run on Meta and they've got Meta AI in them and they do everything. So I have the transitional ones that turn into sunglasses. And I also have a prescription in them. They're set up as progressives. So I don't have to take my reading glasses on and off all day. And they replace my earbuds, which hurt my ears after a while. So I love that. And I don't have to worry about losing them. And I listen through my glasses. But what's remarkable is that anybody sitting around me can't hear what is playing or what is being said. And so I can just literally say to my phone, call Jake. Say to my glasses, call Jake. My glasses will call my son and we'll have a conversation while hands free through my glasses. Also, the AI allows me to use it in a way like I can look at a sign in a train station in Japan and ask it to translate what I'm looking at or to tell me more about the artist of the painting that I'm looking at. It takes stealth, video and photos without people knowing, which came in really handy in LA when I was trying to take pictures of superstars without looking like a goofy tourist. I mean, they tell you that there's a little white light that goes on when you're recording. So if you were having a conversation with someone right in front of you, they would see that you were recording and taking a picture. And I certainly don't use it for those purposes. But when I'm riding my bike and I want to take video hands free, I love it because I can just say, "Hey Meta, take video," and then it begins to record video, and the quality is actually pretty good. So I just can't say enough about these Ray-Ban smart glasses.
I love that. One of the things that I was curious about was sort of that switch between glasses and sunglasses and how you do that. So it's nice that you have transitions where you can, when you go outside, right now, suddenly they're sunglasses.
Yes.
I also really like them for concerts. That sounds like it would be a great use because I see people holding up their phones and sometimes I want to say, put down your phone so I can see what's going on a little bit better.
Right.
But just to be immersive in that moment, if you have a clear unobstructed view, without holding up your phone to be able to record that moment. I love that idea.
Yes.
I put down that I am really excited by the new Orion glasses that Mark Zuckerberg announced recently, sort of an evolution of those Meta glasses where now they're AR glasses, similar in size and structure to what you're wearing, but it displays panels. So you can kind of do hands-free multitasking. You can control it with your eyes, your hands. There's a little wristband for you to wear. The glasses are thick and it's only a dev kit. It's not available to buy yet, but it really shows kind of where this tech is going. And that's something I'm really excited to get more involved in because right now I spend all my day sitting at a desk, staring at a screen, but the ability to be able to walk around and kind of still stay connected and see what's going on without looking at my phone all the time. That's something I'm really excited about and looking forward to.
So it'll be like these, but it'll have augmented reality.
Yes.
So they'll be like,
yes,
you could have like overlays because these don't, I just see the real world out of these. There's no AR or VR incorporated in them. So it sounds like that's like the next move.
Yes, a little bit thicker than what you have right now because there's obviously a lot more tech in there. But yes,
Yeah.
to be able to see those screens in sort of, I'll call it a heads up display AR kind of view. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cool.
What would you say, Jen, over the past 12 months was the best TikTok trend that you either saw or maybe even participated in?
I loved too bad I don't have the person's name that did the, very mindful, very demure. Just everything about that to me was perfection. I just loved it. And I wish, it's pretty much gone now, but I'm not ready for it to go away. I just loved it. And then the takeoff content, the spinoff, there was a guy who went the opposite direction. He's like, and this is how I make my breakfast. Very flamboyant, very overstated, you know. And he was just hilarious. So anyway, love that. And then the other one is not so much a trend. It's just what I watch on TikTok because TikTok is where I go for my giggles. And I love watching people being scared, like where someone just jumps out of the closet or is laying on the floor and grabs the other person's leg or just whatever. I don't know. I find that hilarious. So, and of course, TikTok knows that I like it, so it continues to show me more of it. How about you?
Yeah. I put down the same one about being very mindful, very demure. And the reason I wrote it down is because that phrase impacted the way we speak so much that dictionary.com made it the word of the year. Demure was the word of the year for 2024. And, I can't imagine an environment where an app that's sort of niche in a certain respect, right? As some people are not on TikTok at all, but just the fact that it can influence language because of what somebody sat in their car and made a video for 30 seconds before they walked into work talking about their outfit and how they were presenting themselves. That I just love that concept overall.
Love
I
it.
also put down a audio clip that was from over the summer where a woman said, and she recorded it in a musical way that's better than what I'm going to do. But she said, I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes. And then people take that, remixed it. It became a song. They play it in clubs, different kinds of variations on the sound and remixing it. And I just love, again, that somebody can take a simple sentence or short audio clip and it can become just such a thing that influences a culture or a song of the summer or whatever. So those were the two that I had put down.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that sound, that song, whatever you're gonna call it. I love all the content that plays off of that.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to play the clips that you all sent in talking about your favorite Instagram and TikTok trend of the past 12 months. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Here are the audio clips that you listeners have sent in talking about your favorite Instagram or TikTok trend of the past 12 months.
Hi, I'm Kieran and I'm from the UK. I've been listening to the Instagram stories for around 2 years now. My absolute favourite reel trend for this year, for 2024, was the Alice DJ Better Off Alone challenge. I did this challenge with my husband and co-partner of our business, Dr. Aesthetica, which is a medical aesthetic clinic. It gave both of us the chance to show our patients what we really like personality-wise and to actually step out of our professional and formal shoes and have a bit of fun too at the same time.
Hi, I'm Casey from New York, and I've been listening to the Instagram Stories podcast for a year and a half. My favorite TikTok trend of 2024, it's got to be Brat. It was so big, it crossed over into many different genres. It was word of the year in dictionary.com. It just exploded. It was fun. That was my favorite trend of 2024.
Thank you to the listeners who sent in clips. Here's a little bit more of my discussion with Jen talking about this time the biggest social media fail of 2024. What would you say was the biggest social media fail of the year over the past 12 months?
Well, I don't really have to think about that because I will just quickly tell you X, all things X, everything about X. The 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 paid for verifications and the lack of oversight and and I did give it a chance. I was just a huge Twitter fan. I years ago had created Twitter courses. I just love Twitter and and so when Elon Musk bought it, I really was open to the changes he was going to make, even when he was doing some stuff that really just did seem insane. I thought, well, let's just wait. It might be good. No, it's a complete and absolute fail, dumpster fire. I deleted my account and couldn't leave fast enough once I just saw how bad it was. And now I'm on Blue Sky, which I am enjoying. It's close to TikTok, but yeah, really can't stand everything about X, and I hope it goes away.
I was actually thinking, I believe you and I initially got connected on Twitter. I want to say 2014, 2015, and I'm sure you connected with many other people who have become, either business partnerships or colleagues or friends over that time.
We
Would you say
absolutely met
that,
on Twitter. Yep.
yeah, would you say that Threads has also been part of your transition experience away from Twitter, and kind of how have you been using the new platforms, Blue Sky, Threads, to replace it?
Well, as far as my content consumption, I love that Blue Sky allows us to do like we did on Twitter, like with lists. So I like that, I don't have to follow, 8,000 people necessarily. I can just put them into lists and click into that list and have a curated feed of what I am interested in that moment. I really like that. Threads is sort of replicating that as well. But I would say on both Threads and Blue Sky, what I love is that right now there's really no advertising. They've announced that it's coming to Meta to Threads if it's not already there, but I haven't really seen any ads. And I would just say I'm just equally spending my time over there listening. The best content that I've seen from people who have something to sell or have an agenda or trying to tie it into their services or their products are there's a guy that he posts tips on he posts really helpful prompts and very specific use cases for ChatGPT, and they're always really good. Like I find myself saving all of his posts. I think that if you're creating content like that, that people are saving like that because it's so helpful. I mean, it seems that's going to be, that was always the case, right? You want your content to be helpful, but there's not like a big graphic that goes along with it that says download my top 10 prompts. It's just literally like some text of how he's using it. And at the very last thread might say, if you found this helpful, sign up for my newsletter, something like that. But I'm really not marketing over there yet. Right now, I'm just listening and watching. And then when I do go into launch mode pretty soon, actually, I'm going to start looking at how I can use it without being obnoxious, because I just don't think it's going to be tolerated over there, to just slap up your marketing content the way we do it everywhere else.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that ad-free experience on Threads. I've been spending more time over there as well. Occasionally I'll just look on Twitter just to see, is anything happening or any of but it seems like to me, almost all the people who I have followed and connected with over the years have transitioned completely away from the platform. So I personally have been spending a lot more time on Threads myself.
You need to join us, Daniel. You need to
On Blue Sky?
leave. Yeah. You need to leave the bad place and come to the good place.
There's one or two people who are still posting over there that I really like their content, and it's because they haven't transitioned. And I don't want to call them out on this podcast because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but there are still those one or two people who
okay.
Maybe I need to send them a message. For me, I put down two things that I saw as fails over the past 12 months. First, just the lack of data security here in this country. In Europe, they have the GDPR, which are the data privacy protections that keep people safe online. Here, your data is bought and sold, and there's really nothing you can do. I've been part of the Equifax hack, the Change Health hack, and you just get letters in the mail that kind of let you know, hey, you should lock down your credit. And other than that, there's not much. And so that continues to be something that I think really needs to be addressed. And then recently I've noticed how much time I'm spending actually posting to all the different platforms. If I make a video that's a short form clip, I post it to YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Threads, Twitter. It's a long list, and it takes me a while to do all that. And so I'm looking for some sort of consolidation way to make that easier. I use Buffer for some of those. I use CapCut to post to some other ones. But just that whole process, I would really like to see streamlined. So, yeah. I think
like
you have a tool,
post.
right?
Yeah. I like Recur Post for that.
That's
price
not what
point
I've
is
heard of
good.
before.
You have or have not?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, it's not one of the bigger companies. In fact, like you could reach out to the man who owns it. He's so nice, and Dinesh is his name, and he's super approachable. But it's legit. Like it's a really good product, and I have been using it for years.
That sounds like a great podcast guest. I'm going to reach out to him.
He actually is a great podcast guest. I don't know if I've had him on the show, but I've definitely he's talked to my community before.
I love that. Okay. That is it for today's episode. Be sure to come back next time when we talk about our current favorite social media accounts and our predictions for 2025 for both social and tech. As always, thank you so much for listening.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. And other fractions posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency. But I got a lot of spam, just putting in the work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.